Yesterday was Easter, and the churches were empty. Not a soul was stirring. And yet people were dying at a very alarming rate. Not one pastor got up and went to the hospitals and began to heal anybody. Instead, they were backed up into a corner, shaking like a damn leaf. And what it actually proves, it proves that Christianity is fake. The evidence shows it. Because don't the scriptures say that you were supposed to be able to heal the sick and this and that and all that? So why were the pastors not out healing people on Easter? Because Christianity is a lie, straight up. The same reason your pastor not going to sit in church and tell you that it was a slave ship named Jesus, where we were converted into Christians at. And the reason I say these things is because I feel that Christianity is one of our main problems. And I always thought and wondered, what would it take for us to begin to wake up and begin to come together and know that we all we got? I have never seen nothing do it. Malcolm couldn't do it. Martin couldn't do it. Barack couldn't do it. Deuteronomy 28:68 states, and no man shall save you. Nobody could do it. And then a pandemic comes. Wow. Nobody saw this coming. To shut down the entire, damn near the entire world. Bring the world to a standstill. And yet here we are arguing about 5G versus coronavirus and this and that and all that silly nonsense. Man, that's Negro stuff. That's nigger stuff, man. We ain't got time for that no more, man. So it's time for us to let the dead bury the dead. And it's time for us to get up and move on because we see that we all we got at the end of the day. If there's a calamity in the city, it is I that created it. So the reset button has been hit. What is my job? To wake up the children of Israel. To let them know that we were put into captivity for over 400 years. And it is time for us to begin to wake up out of our sleep and begin to come into our own as a people. How did we get here? How did I get here, rather? I had to ask some serious questions. I had to go off in my prayer closet and ask some serious questions to my Creator. And one of the questions was, if a plant even has roots, in order for it to grow, then how is we as a people, not having any roots at all, supposed to grow? It is impossible. We have to know who we are. We have to have some kind of identity. We done been called niggers, Negroes, colored, blacks. Now they call us African Americans. Come on, man, get for real. That can't be who we are. All those name changes. In Psalms 83 verse 4 says, come and let us cut off the chosen people from being a nation so their name would no longer be remembered. And who is that? Who is that referring to? Us. The lost sheep. It was not meant for us to be in this situation forever. Because the Creator, the Most High, made a promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that his descendants would be blessed. And though we may do wrong and we may violate the law and get punished for the law, There'll always be a time when we are called back, and that time has come. And the Creator let us know. How will we know when that day is coming? Because you will begin to call yourselves after my name again, Yah Almighty. You can see it. Isaiah chapter 44, verses 1 through 4. And you shall be called by my name. And the scriptures let us know that once the leaves begin to come onto the tree, once you begin to call yourselves after my name again, what do you think is next? After the leaves come on the tree, the fruit is produced. So the children of Israel are beginning to rise up and shake the dust off of them. And so, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, the time has come for us to come together, to nation build, to love one another, to bless one another, to surround one another, to build our families up, to reach out to our young men and be fathers to them, to raise our little girls up to be the blessed women, the queens that they were meant to be. And we living in such a glorious day. Who thought that we would be living in this moment? But we here. And there's more to come, because we don't know what the future is going to hold at this point. We have an enemy, an adversary, that pushes against us constantly. You know, Negroes were sitting up here talking about the white man putting up 5G. That's why they want you in the house. Man, the white man and went in church on Sunday morning and announced the lynching on Sunday morning in the church, and then went out there and had a public display of you. And you think the white man, bold as they is, need to tell you to go in the house to build a 5G tower? Huh? Really? White man do what he want to do in your face. He been announced a long time ago they was putting up 5G towers. Put a mask on, put some gloves on, and put a damn tin hat over your head to protect yourself. Oh, it's real. So here we are. And I look forward to the future. I look forward to the challenge of nation building in the guidance of the Almighty Creator, in the covenant name that we were told to call our Creator, by the covenant name of Yah Almighty. This is a glorious day. To all those that have sacrificed for us to get to this moment, we thank you that you have laid your lives down and continue to give us a path. Because without your sacrifice, had you given up, we would not have been here. When you were in the fields picking cotton, still continue to produce the next generation. When I don't know if I would have wanted any children to be born under those circumstances as a slave. So we have continued our ascent, being loose from the physical bonds, Now it is time for us to loose our mind from the shackles. All praises be to Yah Almighty. Hallelujah.